It's not worked out. Other house that
update.
He's temporarily living in, which was
update. Yeah, we got 1 hour, Carla. Okay, 1 hour. But in the meantime, I'm going to be talking about until Annabelle comes on. She'll be here in an hour. Talking about Andrew, okay? Let's look at the latest. They're trying to say that
very surprised if Andrew makes it alive to any trial. Right now, he's not even really arrested. He's been taken in for questioning. So the arrested, from what I was told, let me see, because I have the email here. From what I was told, he's in for questioning only, no arrests.
So it looks really severe, doesn't it? Because he's been arrested. Oh, is he going to be indicted on whatever charges? And then there's a trial. Oh, then he's going to prison. That's not going to happen. This is just something to make it look like he is facing consequences. And I think it was all planned.
You think?
But you know what's really juicy? Because I was told that Prince William wanted it to be.
So Paula M thinks it's all a ruse. Hi, Demon Dictator. I started the live early, so I left you a message. I hope that's okay. Hello, Lisa. Yes, it's all for show. Is it? You guys think it's all for show? He's just going to get out and go back galloping on his horsey horse like it's nothing? You think? Piers Morgan has spoken. I want to hear what he has to say. And Dan Wooden.
On his birthday.
Oh,
Prince William is reading, and this is a message to Harry and Meghan Markle, because guys, I know that the press is choosing to ignore the fact that Meghan Markle on 2016 was sitting on a yacht with Karina Shuliak.
Oh, there's a lot around that they're ignoring.
Absolutely, because when Virginia Roberts said that they could count on Meghan Markle to tell the truth, no, they could count on Meghan Markle to snitch to save her ass. That's what they were trying to say. It's not that Meghan Markle is truthful. Meghan Markle's the truth is an absolutely alien concept to Rachel Meghan Markle.
Right. Yeah,
except when it comes to saving her skin.
To get out of trouble, right? Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's a lot around her as well. Even that Leslie, the assistant for Andrew, have you heard anything about her?
Oh, nobody's touching her, just like Karina Shuliak.
Exactly.
Karina Shuliak is not under arrest.
She's out living her life. She's
her best life.
Her
She sold the ranch. I think that she still has the funds for, like, I don't know how many millions.
But did she already get it? Because I thought a lot of that was still held up. I didn't know that
she sold it to this multi-billionaire Texan tycoon. He wouldn't have been able to buy it if she couldn't touch it.
Okay, so because Jeffrey left a lot of money to her.
Over $300 million altogether.
Exactly. And because she was actually the last person he spoke to when he passed, okay, there was information that I think was talked about that would lead Jeffrey to receive money if he's still alive, because it makes no sense that she's receiving the majority of his wealth. Like, it seems very suspect to me.
Dakaris, thank you for becoming a member to Pidina's YouTube channel. Fantastic.
But I don't have my glasses on. I cannot see a thing.
I'm thanking them on your behalf. Dakaris. Oh, Dakaris, is that from Game of Thrones? So I want people to understand that the king knew that Prince William is the driving force with this. I cannot wait for King William. Big Dinah, you and I, if we're still alive, we're going to go to England for his coronation, for sure.
Absolutely. I was there for the King's coronation. I'm going to be there for William's. Hello.
Can you imagine? And yes, King Charles knew. He was notified days in advance that the police wanted to question Anne.
Hey, ladies. Just so you know, P. Dinah and P. Dinah and Paula M. I'm going to the coordination too. So maybe we need to coordinate together on how we're going to get there and plan it, and maybe stay at the same hotels so that we can, be together. Just a thought, ladies. Let me know what you think, because I'm definitely going to the coordination. And hello, Lisa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to have a reading today. In the meantime, we're going to keep playing this over, playing what's going on with Andrew.
He's not arrested officially. He is being called in he was taken in for questioning. Mm-hmm. He probably will be released after being questioned. I don't even think he's going to be on bail or anything like that. But the king did provide under a lot of duress and pressure from Prince William. Prince William is not effing around.
He's not.
This man, he couldn't do very much when the queen was alive. I also want to clarify something about the queen, because a lot of people are saying the queen knew. Given my work experience, I can tell you, just with Paul Page, for example, who's a former bodyguard, he wasn't even reporting stuff back to his superiors in some instances because he had in the past and they didn't do anything about it. So most likely, because, nobody wants to upset the queen, or, who wants to deliver those news, right? So make no mistake that probably the queen knew he was friends with Epstein, but the queen was not fully informed on everything that was going on. Nobody would have fully informed her about this, for sure.
Really? Because I find that hard to believe. I think that because she's the one that allowed a lot of things to not even happen to Andrew.
Well, he would have backed him up, because he probably would have said something, Mom, I had sex with these girls. Yes, I was promiscuous. Yes, I was bringing hookers to the palace.
I think that's not legal. I think he would have lied. Because I think
he would have lied because he knew that the queen would have, if he had told the truth to the queen, even the queen would not have allowed that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the queen could have done more. I don't know why, but I just feel that there should have been more done, because this is the thing, Paula. I did a video on when this all started, okay, with Epstein. This started back in 2001.
I know we had a conversation with Hudson, and I get Hudson's point of view that everybody knew and you can't get nothing past the queen, but I'm still on the fence with it a little bit, that I don't believe that the queen knew what Epstein was doing over there. I'm with Paula on this.
Okay. And I think maybe even sooner, because I was reading something where it all happened. This introduction to Epstein happened with this friendship with this celloist, this lady who was this concert celloist. So it could have been earlier, but the first documented with news and everything was in 2001 when he went to Thailand.
He should be embarrassed
there, and then all these other characters were there, and the queen and Prince Philip at the time saw what had happened, the pictures of them on the yacht and the naked women, and there was talks of cocaine use and Andrew getting lady boys in Thailand. Like, it was a huge story at the time, and this is when they told him to get rid of these friends. You got to do something about this, because this is not good. This could be like very consequential to the monarchy. And so this happened a long time ago with Andrew, and he's been doing this ever since. So the queen was definitely, I think, up to date on all of his comings and goings, because we just never knew about him having consequences, because they were trying to tell him to make it go away. And now with technology, the age of information, it's a lot more difficult to have things go away. This is a whole new playing ground with technology and information. And so they have to change their tactic on how they address these things that are no longer covered up through PR and just being quiet. So I do think that she knew, and it was her favorite son, right? So I think she was just trying to be the monarch, but also try to do what she could, but still showing somewhat little grace to Andrew. But it's difficult, because we don't really know for sure, but we know that she had to. She's the queen. To know.
Well, you would think so. I'm not saying that she might have known some things, but the thing is, when you work, because I work with people like this, and what you would do is, a lot of times the private secretaries, they would take it upon themselves to deal with these problems. So the queen, because the queen, the least the monarch knows, the more this is like, when Ronald Reagan said, like, I don't recollect that. Nobody told me, like I wasn't informed, kind of thing. Yeah. And people forget that all of this, I know, guys, I know what you're thinking, Paula, you adore the queen. Yes, I do. But I still, and what I'm telling you now is because I work with this. A lot of times the monarch would not be informed. Their secretaries would know. Their private secretaries would have. Let me tell you something, who would have known about this. Dickie Arbiter. He would have been absolutely informed. I saw him give an interview saying, "Oh, he didn't really want to address that, and his response was not very convincing, because he would have been alerted by the private secretary because Vicky Arbiter was a PR person. So they both would have sat down and said, okay, we cannot let this reach the monarch. We have to deal with this crisis ourselves." That's how they prepare. I know because I work with a couple of royal households, and I was always shocked. And I was like, I was thinking, how is the monarch going to react when he finds out that his son did this X and Y and Z, right? I'm not talking about the British monarchy. And then they were talking about it, and I would write the memo. I even wrote a memo once explaining what had happened, the pounds of cocaine that had been confiscated and stuff like that. And then the guy, I remember the ambassador said, "Oh, thank you very much." And she just shoved it. They kept it there. And a lot of times also these private secretaries have a lot of power. They will hold that for information as a way to control the monarch or drop it when they need it in case it gets sacked.
Okay, yeah.
They will only notify the monarch when they have no choice and when they can't contain the scandal, which is the case now.
And those are usually the people that take the fall, right? So the people that that work for people in these positions. But it's interesting that you think that he won't make it alive, Andrew.
Oh, there's absolutely. Let's ask the audience. Do you think that the people that Andrew is going to make it alive with everything that he knows, and the government knew? Make no mistake about it. He is place one if you think that he's going to make it alive. Place two if you don't think he's going to make it alive. I don't think he will make it alive because there's no way. Either he's going to be cautioned because right now he's being interviewed. He's not really officially under arrest. He was just taken in to be interrogated. And see what happens.
And he knew it was going to happen. He had to agree to it just because the optics of it looked really good to keep things kind of like, oh, okay, now they've arrested him. Yeah. But I think right now, if he gets in the position where he could take a fall, he's going to sing like a canary. He is going to definitely be someone that you don't want to talk because he will know too much, right? Just like the others. So I don't think it would ever, if it came down to him possibly, having to have consequences, he will definitely talk. Like, who could he? There's so many people implicated in this in the States that have nothing has happened to anybody.
I know. Now Hillary Clinton didn't know him. She invited Ghislaine Maxwell to her daughter's wedding.
And you know what? I also heard they said there is this file called Snoopy. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yes, I have.
But they say if you watch that, your life mentally, you will be so disturbed by what is in this. Think about that. So when we talk about what is happening to Andrew, William, the royals, they already know what is there. They know the worst of the worst. So to me, I think this is a situation where they are trying to plot a way around all the bad that is still to come. And this is part of it, to have him brought in for questioning. But that's really scary to think that it gets worse than what we have already seen. That is, to me, pretty traumatizing. And I would never watch anything that they warn me not to watch because I can only imagine. The information that we saw on X with the Black woman, the things that he said about Black people, right? The torture video of this Black woman, like I was traumatized from that for days, just seeing that. And that's probably not even the worst of the worst. Are you kidding me? I would not want to even know how bad it gets. But trust me, William and the others in the monarchy, they know what is there.
Absolutely. Yeah. People think that, and I heard BBC saying the king didn't know. How stupid are they? I actually have this, that at the monarchy, they need to consult the monarch in order to enter any of our properties, even with a warrant. You cannot have a warrant. Justice is issued under the king's name, under the monarch's name. There is no way that anybody can pitch up to the palace or any of the monarchy properties and say, hello, let us in. Absolutely not. Okay.
Right.
When the king said or put out a statement saying that
about the statement,
that way he said that he would fully cooperate, by then they already knew.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
This has been planned for a long time, and Charles is involved in the Epstein files, allegedly, I have to say, for legal reasons. They have to pick somebody to take the fall. Fergie, I don't think she's going to put a foot in the UK. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, I think Fergie knows how bad it really is for her because she was there. She's, alongside Andrew the whole way. We saw her get busted for so much. And I said this in my video yesterday. It's like Fergie has just had misstep after misstep after misstep. She is just a hot mess, that woman. And I can only imagine the things this woman has done that we don't know about. I mean, look at what we do know about Fergie. This woman has gotten herself in such a predicament to want to befriend a person like Epstein, to offer to marry him, to tell him that your daughter is shagging her boyfriend over the week. I mean, she wanted to be his assistant. She was so full in this man. It didn't matter what he did. So think about what she has gotten herself into. Of course, she will, I hope, has been advised by legal counsel and probably will not step foot back in the UK for her own sake, because she has done some pretty egregious things already. I can only think of what she has done that we don't know about, because she was ready to do any and everything for financial gain. What did this woman do with all of her money? I mean, didn't she write?
Oh, yes. And Andrew.
Didn't she have products that she was selling like Meghan? Like, she did so much, but yet it seemed like she never had enough money. And that is so alarming to me. Even the talk that we heard about her being homeless. What are you talking about? Homeless? She just doesn't make sense to me around a lot of it.
I've been saying I did this because when people have been coming so hard at me because I've been exposing Fergie, and then when she had cancer, people came really hard at me because I said, okay, she has cancer, but it still doesn't make her less of a crook, right? Let's just listen to this, Pat, because this was when she was busted selling cash for access here. So let's see if we can. And she says something very interesting, which is, I do all the dirty work so Andrew doesn't get involved.
Exactly.
So let's listen to this, guys.
When you can, to me, open doors.
Different times.
Yeah.
Is that deal?
Yeah.
But I feel like you $40,000.
Yeah.
Which I've got now as a deposit. Which is in my safe. But how do I teach you? I'm not back. I'm going back.
Yeah, okay, but then if you want to go to, and then if we want to do a big deal with Andrew, then that's just a bit.
I do want, of course. Okay, of course. So 500,000 again.
Yeah, but that's a wire transfer.
That's a wire transfer. I'm going to see.
That's a wire transfer that's completely above board. That goes straight to wire transfer.
Who do you send that to?
You send it to the bank account that I tell you to send it
So if you get the bank account details, yeah, I'll arrange that.
and then that is, then you open up all the channels, whatever you need, whatever you want, and then that's what. Then you meet Andrew, and that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Paula.
You can see, we're going to continue. We're going to watch this a short clip, but we have to talk because of copyright. But that you can see with the ease that she does this.
Yeah.
Now, I want people to understand that the reason why she was busted was because she was known for doing this and got careless. And this is why this reporter ended up being tipped about it. It's not that she was innocent and she was set up. Like Beatrice and Eugenie put out a statement saying, how dare this horrible newspaper reporter bust our mom. They weren't angry that she was selling cash, access for cash, which is illegal. That's a minimum of 2-year prison sentence. No, they were angry that she got caught. And this is how long ago? Many, many years ago. So let's
hold on one second. I find it interesting though, because also she was giving interviews prior to this talking about how, oh, he's such an upstanding man, and Andrew this, and oh, he would never. And then you see her go do this stuff as a cover up, like, I mean, best it like this. It's almost like the focus. I mean, what was she encouraging Andrew to do? You almost have to think. Did she have a hand in having him do the things that he actually did? Was she the one that was telling Andrew, oh, you should do this? Because knowing the access that he would be able, I mean, knowing the things that he would be able to do as the prince at the time, right? I can totally see her doing that.
Yeah, well, apparently Prince Andrew really got in trouble because he was trying to help her out, get out of all the debt.
Yeah.
All the communications around her debt, which I don't understand how this woman was indebted so much. She wasn't even using her money, because now we've seen with emails that people were giving her stuff, that people were lending her money, which she never paid back. Okay, so let's listen to the rest here.
And that's when you really open up whatever you want.
You've got American account.
Well, no, he'll be HSBC.
You've got British.
Yeah.
Account.
Yeah, no, it's completely. But then that opens up everything, whatever you ever wish. Yeah, you can do so much.
Definitely.
Thank you. And as Andy said, listen, if he's going to be kind enough to want to play, then Andrew will play.
That's right.
And he says, let's play, we'll play. But as long as it's nothing to do with him.
No, of course it's not. I understood it completely. That's exactly where.
Yeah, because if it's anything near him,
I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
but you will be his friend.
Right.
I will listen to the friendship talk between you two.
Right.
And then I do it.
Okay.
You two talk,
Right.
I listen.
Okay.
Then I activate.
Right.
It's nothing to do with him.
Because I was very active in the Middle East, doing lots of things in Abu Dhabi. Borrowing.
No, he he can't work there. He can't work anywhere because he's the Prince of England.
Yeah, but his job is trade, isn't it? Isn't his job?
It is, but he beats most American
I
people
don't think so.
and he destroys them like that.
Chosen your way, fantastic. Well, and you shouldn't like it.
Yes. But I've never said that.
Understood.
Yes. And that is the key to him.
Sure.
Because Islam.
See, that's the key to him, Andrew, because we can't hear you, Paula. We can't.
Yeah, you can hear me. I'm just listening, letting you speak over.
Okay, yeah, that's the key to Andrew. See, he's always known that he was doing things that were shady, and he had to keep his hands clean. And so that's why he's always having other people do the work for him. I apologize. You have to, I'm trying to read it as I need to go get my glasses. Okay.
No, okay. It says you got a super chat by Kitty Chatham. Thank you, Patricia.
Oh.
He tries not to want to play, then Andrew will play.
That's right.
And he says, let's play, we'll play.
Where
But
is
it's
he?
not, it's nothing to do with him.
No, of course it's not. I understood it completely. Understood exactly where you're coming from.
Yes, because if it's anything near him,
I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
but you will be his friend.
Right.
I will listen to the friendship talk between you two.
Right.
And then I do it.
Okay.
You two talk,
Right.
I listen.
Okay.
Then I activate.
Right.
It's nothing to do with him.
Because I was very active in the Middle East. He was in Abu Dhabi. Bahrain.
No, he can't work there. He can't work anywhere because he's the Prince of England.
Yeah, but his job is trade, isn't it? Isn't his job?
It is, but he beats most American
I
people
don't think so.
and he destroys them like that.
Chosen your way, fantastic. Well, and you shouldn't like it.
Yes. But I've never said that.
Understood.
Yes. And that is the key to him.
Sure.
Because Islam.
See, that's the key to him, Andrew, because we can't hear you, Paula. We can't.
Yeah, you can hear me. I'm just listening, letting you speak over.
Okay, yeah, that's the key to Andrew. See, he's always known that he was doing things that were shady, and he had to keep his hands clean. And so that's why he's always having other people do the work for him. I apologize. You have to, I'm trying to read it as I need to go get my glasses. Okay.
It says you got a super chat by Kitty Chatham.
Go get your glasses.
Patricia and Paula for this live. Afterwards, watching and dance. I was hoping to
She
see both
sounds
your-
like
your
she
son
need
and
a
here we
lot of
are.
money.
Thank you
Super
so
chat
much.
to
Thank you. I'll be back to get my glasses. Sorry.
Yeah, go. But I mean, guys, this is what we're seeing is this is literally Fergie, and this is how they operate it. Andrew needs to have plausible deniability. I will stand there while you two talk, and then I activate. But Andrew has to remain above board.
Right.
And Shaz gifted 5 membership to Pidina. Thank you very much. I want you guys to understand that he wasn't arrested. That is, he was taken in for questioning. To be
He was
questioned,
arrested.
and that's pending, depending on what he says. I'm sure he'll
That's
go
the
back to
theory
the
I'm going
castle
with.
afterwards, but at least he has been questioned on his date of birth.
He was arrested.
This was clearly planned by the palace. Make sure, make no mistake that he was questioned by the palace, okay? And that the palace knew this was done in conjunction with the palace. This has been going on for quite some time. This is why they took his guns away. So yeah, so that's what we're witnessing right now, guys. So let me know what you think, because Christina Logan says he was arrested. I don't think he was arrested. He was taken in for questioning under caution. Yeah, probably somebody saying his jail will be the palace. Yes. He was taken in for questioning. There were 8 luxury cars. You didn't see, they were not police marked or anything like that.
6.
And it's terrible. It is a terrible what we're witnessing right now. It's something that, to tell you the truth, it is unprecedented for sure. It is unprecedented for sure, but still, this is happening. But the palace, of course, knew. The palace knew. They all knew. They were aware that this was happening. They needed the permission of the king to come in. Make no mistake about that. What is going to be very interesting to see is what happens to Beatrice and Eugenie and Fergie, because this is going to send a message to William, not to Harry and Meghan. Meghan Markle was part of the Epstein files. Virginia Roberts wanted her as a witness. There's a reason for that, okay? People don't just get randomly called as a witness for nothing. Hello, Pat, there you are.
Unless they see the connection to know that, oh, they would have some information. So yeah, absolutely. Meghan would have been somewhere around all of this to be even considered as a witness. Yeah.
So let's just finish watching this so people will get that.
If anybody ever, never, ever, he never does accept a penny from him. No, he does not. He does not, will not, and he is completely right in the way.
He's a prince, you don't need to. You need to. Thank God, he's principles.
Yeah.
So actually, that was a rough case. No problem. Let me show you what happens there. Your driver. Let's find your driver.
Wow. It brings it into perspective because, you know, this is something that we see, but imagine what she's done similar that we don't know about, you know. And like she said, he's whiter than white. He wants to keep himself clean. And this is why he had this uppity, stiff upper lip when it came to even his dealings working. He always had his people do it. There was something I was reading about when he was in Thailand, and they had this big ironing board, and they were trying to stuff it into this vehicle that and
Carla, let me let you in on a little secret. Andrew was arrested. Okay. I don't know how you put it down, but breaking news, Andrew arrested. Andrew locked in a cell like a commoner. What? The first royal to be arrested modern times will be experiencing in police custody. He was arrested and taken into custody.
Man, the worker who was his Iron Man, I guess. And they were the people in Thailand were so confused, like, why are we doing this? Why do we have to bring this man in this ironing board? And the man, the worker said, well, no one irons his trousers like I do. You know, so Andrew was like tagging along the absurdity of all the things this man had other people doing for him, you know. So I can imagine when it came to the legal dealings, he had some fall guys there as well.
Yeah, but this is, for example, what we were talking about. It's £3 million, sorry, almost $3.5 million above. Oligarch linked to bribery paid Andrew £15 million for mansion. This is the mansion that it was £3 million already above the asking price. They had that mansion years for sale and they couldn't sell it because they were asking way too much money. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor received millions of pounds from an oligarch using funds from a firm implicated in criminal corruption, a BBC investigation has found. Now, the date on this was in 2007. Guys, so the Sunning Hill, believe it or not, is a crown state property. It's not a private property. So first of all, it was illegal for the queen, not illegal, but the queen shouldn't have had gifted it. What she gifted Andrew was a long lease because the government owns that property, just like Buckingham and but she sold the lease that she had given Andrew. And it says Kazakh billionaire Timur Kulibayev has told the BBC through his lawyers that he used a loan from a company called Enviro Pacific Investments to help him buy Andrew's former mansion. Prosecutors in Italy concluded that the firm had received cash from a bribery scheme in 2007. Weeks after the last of these payments was made, the oligarch bought Sunning Hill Park in Berkshire from the then prince for £50 million with the help of funds from this company. So he paid £3 million. He reportedly paid £3 million more than the asking price, at an estimated $7 million more than the property market value, because they were already putting it above.
Kind of be over there, and they have to have a fresh start with.
We'll call them when you get back from picking her up.
Yeah, that's fine.
William, because there are going to be even more calls, I think, for the king to abdicate, for the things to have consequential things happen to the monarchy.
Carla said there's no way he's in a cell
to it. I mean, I don't know if you agree, Paula, with that, but they have to get behind this as quick as possible because there's so much more going to happen, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, the lady, Beth, thank you for the super chat. The downfall is real. Get your popcorn ready. This is only the beginning. You know what? This is, for example, this is where we're talking about that they have removed, he surrendered his gun license to police, right? Andrew Mountbatten Windsor surrendered gun license to police. This was in December 2025. So they've been preparing this for months. Andrew knew about this. Yeah. Andrew knew about this because this is all planned, guys. The monarchy doesn't react so quickly. Do you understand that? This has been in the works. They've known how it was going to prepare. They've been preparing. Why do you?
Basically, they didn't give him any special treatment. Basically, he dealt with his arrest like every other commoner. They would put him in a cell. He would wait to be called and questioned. And then after that, they go from there. That's how it sounds like the UK does it. They don't pick you up and talk to you right away. Sounds like they make you wait in a cell. How to be an officer told the Daily Mail there's no facility for any preferential differential, I can't say that word, treatment in any custody suit I've ever been in. Ooh. He'll be in the office of something and made comfortable. I just don't believe he'll be in the cell, says Carla.
Do you think Prince William hired that crisis manager PR person?
Yeah, because they were talking about all of this way before we even heard about it now, right?
Yeah. And also because he was preparing, because he knows his father's PR machine. His father PR machine was throwing him under the bus, him and Catherine.
Yeah.
If you look at they've been desperately trying to link Prince William to Epstein. Oh, there was they said that there was this charity that was.
Yeah, anything they can do to try to implicate William, right?
And you know, it's so funny. Nobody's mentioning Bill Gates, and Bill Gates is one of the donors also from.
What's funny is no one's talking about Donald Trump, Paula. I love how she tries to skip over her best friend, her friend Donald Trump. What about Donald Trump? What about the live I just did on that young lady that was talking about the situation? Oh, let's skip over it.
For their Earthshot prize, he donates a lot of money, but nobody's mentioning Bill Gates, but they're mentioning the Saudi Arabian prince.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Why are the Americans getting off?
You know, it's deflection. It's a way to. Well, I think because we have to admit Trump is in the files, right? A lot, like over 37,000 times. I think it starts at the top. If the top is not going,
we gotta be honest with ourselves and know that our president is being in there 3,200 times listed in the Epstein files. That's quite a bit. It kind of go hands in hand with Andrew's situation. Don't you guys think? What do you think? Like his participation in this situation? He's in there 3,200 times. That's quite a bit. That's more than Andrew.
Going to recognize or make consequences for those that have been in the files because the top is in the files, then you're just going to say, okay, we're not going to do anything because, hey, that's going to implicate me. So I think the Americans are just washing their hands of it as if, yeah, okay, we know about it. And
yeah, Americans is washing their hands of it and pretending like it ain't going down, P. Dinah, and pretending like, sweep under the rug and let it go. And let's let Andrew take all the blame. It's his fault. Maureen says, I wonder if he'll be sitting in one of those soft interrogation rooms that's normally for victims to be questioned. You think? Wow. I don't see that, Nathan.
And I think another observation is, we have Hollywood here. Hollywood has been involved in these kind of dealings. This is just how you operate. We're used to it. Okay. So
I'm used to what, P. Dinah? And operating like how? Operating like how? Like, no, we're not used to this. This isn't normal. This isn't a normal situation. This is a situation that needs to be brought to the forefront. And America, whoever's hiding the situation, needs to unhide the situation and call out the people that have been violating women, girls that are United States citizens. Not just going after Prince Andrew. Andrew is just the beginning of the end. He's just the beginning of the end.
Maybe that's part of it too. But there's nothing that is going to really happen to anyone here when the top has already been connected to a lot of this. So you're not going to see things happen, I think, as quickly as you're seeing it over in England. That's part of the reason why. And because this is just how things are here in the States.
Hello.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like the UK press, this is the UK press. Why isn't the UK press mentioning Bill Gates? He was a donor for Prince William. And not only that, Bill Gates was with the Queen shaking hands. He's come to the palace a lot. Complete silence. Why isn't the press saying Bill Gates is mentioned? I don't know how many thousand times. He was on the island. He was at the parties. He was everywhere with Epstein. His wife announced him, and nobody's mentioning Bill Gates. Why aren't you mentioning Bill Gates in conjunction with Prince William and the palace?
And also, they talked about him getting, or allegedly, an STD or something, and trying to give his wife antibiotics. Did you hear about that?
Pardon me?
Allegedly he got an STD from a Russian girl, and he was trying
to give antibiotics to his wife.
Yeah, like there's been a lot going on here, but I don't know why. I mean, that has to be the reason, Paula, because it's at the top. I mean, if they're not going to, I mean, look at what Pam Bondi did during the Senate. I mean, during the congressional hearing they had around asking her questions. Did you see that? Did you see washing their hands of it as if, yeah, okay, we know about it. And I think another observation is, we have Hollywood here. Hollywood is.
They're washing our hands of it. They're pretending like it's not happened. She brought up Bundy. Bundy just kind of sat there and was belligerent to the rest of the Senate people and wasn't making those people accountable for what they've done to the victims. The victims were in the stand. Adrienne Luna, and the last 30 presidents, to bring them to all of them need to be brought to justice. Whoever was over there on the island. Oh, okay. Okay. This is really something.
Has been involved in these kind of dealings. This is just how you operate. We're used to it. Okay. What? So maybe that's part of it too. But there's nothing that is going to really happen to anyone here when the top has already been connected to a lot of this. So
there's not going to be anything to happen to anybody here. What do you mean, P. Dinah? It should be accountability.
You're not going to see things happen, I think, as quickly as you're seeing it over in England.
Why is we not seeing swift change, consequences behind people's behavior? Because we're hiding it. We're pretending like it's not there. Public pressure needs to continue. Yes, it does, so we can see what's going on and stop pretending and sweeping it under the rug. Okay? My sound effects, where is it? If you're just coming in the room, breaking news, the king's brother has been arrested today on his birthday. And it's in misconduct of something about misconduct. Something about misconduct. Okay.
That's part of the reason why. And because this is just how things are here in the States.
Yeah, but it's funny.
How are things in the States, B. Dinah? I don't think that's a good thing.
Like the UK press, this is the UK press. Why isn't the UK press mentioning Bill Gates, who was a donor for Prince William? And
I love how Paula tries to deflect after P. Dinah mentions Donald Trump being in there 3,200 times, and she's not acknowledging that.
Not only that, Bill Gates was with the Queen shaking hands. He's come to the palace a lot. Complete silence. Why isn't the press saying Bill Gates is mentioned? I don't know how many thousand times. He was on the island. He was
right, but that's not what P. Dinah said. P. Dinah asked you about how many times did yes. I don't know about that, Nathan. Andrew is pretty up there. He's the king's brother, the queen's child. A little bit more than that. More than what? A little bit more than that. More than that. Great.
was at the parties. He was everywhere with Epstein. His
And-
wife announced him, and nobody's mentioning Bill Gates. Why aren't you mentioning Bill Gates in conjunction with Prince William and the palace?
And also they talked about him getting, or allegedly, an STD or something, and trying to give his wife antibiotics. Did you hear about that?
Pardon me?
He had allegedly he got an STD from a Russian girl, and he was
Yes, give antibiotics to his wife.
Yeah, like there's been a lot going on here, but I don't know why. I mean, that has to be the reason, Paula, because it's at the top. I mean, if they're not going to, I mean, look at what Pam Bondi did during the Senate. I mean, during the congressional hearing they had around asking her questions. Did you see that?
Yeah, she said that they should talk about and then she's going like, we should talk about the economy. It's
exactly.
Like, right. Why didn't you ask the former prosecutor? We have nothing to do with the former. We're asking you now. It's like, I agree.
Like, although girls are being trafficked, we have to look at how well you're doing financially, because you need to understand that's way more important than what is happening to these girls. That's not important to the people here. Like, they don't care what is happening to children and to young girls. It's all about the financials here. So I don't understand how you can just overlook people here not getting any consequences, and it's happening to other people in other countries, but here, well, that's why, because there's so many involved here that if you start to look at the people who are implicated in this, that's going to take down too many powerful people that have a hand in making it happen. So it's just, watch the hands of it.
But isn't it amazing how nobody's talking about this picture at the mainstream media?
Well, one of the reasons why is because they can't validate this photo. Like, where did it come
from?
They
can. Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Well, who took this photo? Where was this photo? What other information do we have behind this photo?
This photo was taken in the Mediterranean cruise with Meghan Markle and all these people there. And whatchamacallit, there's this this influencer, Ariel Charnas. She's a current influencer. She's confirmed the picture is real. She went there with her brother there. Everybody was there.
You said again, who took the picture?
No, she didn't say. They're assuming that it was Jeffrey Epstein.
They're assuming it was Jeffrey that took this picture.
Karina Shuliak is on record saying that this picture is real, that the only time she went on a yacht was, or plane or whatever, was with her boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein, since 2009.
Okay, so we're saying that this photo was from 2009?
No. Jeffrey Epstein hooked up with Karina Shuliak from 2009 onwards. And she's on record saying that the only time she's been on a yacht or a plane or whatever flying, it was with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay.
We're saying that he took the photo.
Nobody's disputing this photo. This photo has been around for the past 4.5 years when I first put it out, and nobody has said no, it's not. And we have Virginia Roberts with David Boyce, who said on record that Meghan Markle was a close past associate.
She is Prince so Andrew. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
This is on record. They asked the judge was going to listen to the petition because
Meghan is not being talked about. There's nothing going on. It's a bore fest. What is going on with Meghan? What? A balloon with pictures, Harry holding their baby, and maybe we can see half the face. She's stepping out on the red carpet and pretending she's Hollywood. What? The same old MO, the same old boring, duddity stuff. Even the twerking video, it just makes her look weird. But no, my point is that she is not, the story ain't got nothing to do with her. The story has been switched, flipped, and taken. This week, maybe even tomorrow, I want to do the BBC interview of shoot, I can't even get it out. Of Andrew. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe we should just go back and look at the one that I did before, or just do a new one. I'll do a new one. If only they could talk. I know. The S trafficking is part of this mess, but it's bigger than that. Epstein was running governments around the world, dictating agendas. Sounds like it. Sounds like it's more to it than just the SCX trafficking. Yeah, Harry and Meghan equals sleep equals snooze equals sleep. There's nothing there. Yeah, he is. That is true. There's a little lack going around. Let's see what else they have to say.
The judge has submitted the Virginia Roberts has submitted Sarah Ferguson, Prince Charles, and Meghan Markle as witnesses against Prince Andrew. So nobody's talking about Prince Charles being called in as a witness. We're all focusing on Meghan Markle, but I've always said to you guys in my channel that Prince Charles was called for a reason. The same as Fergie. We know how deeply embedded Fergie was. And after they said that they were going to have Meghan Markle because they could count on her to tell the truth, no, they could count on her to snitch. They could count on her to snitch. And weeks after, before the judge made a ruling, only because the judge had to issue the subpoena or whatever to call them as witnesses, to include them officially, include them in the witness list. Before the judge listened to that petition, that's when they settled.
Yeah, that's true. That's when they settled. Yeah,
this picture is being verified, Pat. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Just like this other picture that I'm going to show you here right now. So you can see this, and they had them. They tried to scrub them all from their web, but there it is, Meghan Markle. This is Benita Litt and Heather Dorock.
Now, is she wearing the same outfit as she was in the other one? I'm just
no. This is a different outfit.
Different.
She's wearing the same hat. You know, her working hat, but not. You know what I mean? These are, and they used all these girls, Heather and Benita Litt, because Benita Litt also is a very close friend of Meghan Markle. These two have been with her for at least 20 years. Heather Dorock is her yoga instructor.
Yeah. So that is very convincing information to say, yeah, well, we know she was on a yacht when she was younger back then, right? And being in these circles of people.
Yes, sure. I'm dropping a link now.
Around Epstein is very convincing that more than likely Meghan was there. And I think part of why we don't see more of a connection is that those in higher government that knew Meghan was coming into the royal family were able to scrub a lot of things about Meghan off of the internet, and well before we even started looking at this.
Now you can see in this picture, Pat, Heather is wearing that outfit that I showed you. The same thing with Benita Litt and the same thing with Meghan Markle. They're wearing that outfit.
Yep, they are wearing the same outfit. So that is pretty convincing information. I mean, I don't know, Paul. I just look at the likelihood and know that what we see is very obvious to me. Trying to still continue to connect the dots is very important because there is a cover-up, I believe, of some information around Meghan. I think she's got people.
Absolutely.
She's got protection.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Meghan Markle, who gave her a private plane?
Who did?
Who gave her a private plane to fly to meet Harry in Jamaica?
Hello, Demon Dictator.
Hi. Hey, everyone.
Oh my God, can you believe it? He's been arrested.
I know. Thank God I was working from home today, or else I've been watching it.
I know.
God.
It's
Good.
Shocking. It is so breaking news. I can't get over it.
This has been planned. They knew this was coming a long time. Why do you think he lost his titles and everything?
Wow. That's good to hear, Isabella.
We'll see what happens because this is getting worse day by day.
It's getting worse day by day. And it takes me back to the interview.
It is.
He did. The interview that he did was so messed up. He really sounded guilty in the interview.
Yeah, he was. It was awful.
Tell the truth when he goes in there and he's questioned.
Well, I wonder if he's going to make a deal. I mean, I think this has been coming down the pike, as Doria says, for a long time, and I wonder if there's going to be a deal going on behind the scenes. But we'll see. We'll see, because he lost his titles a while ago, and I think this has all just been going on behind the scenes.
What deal?
Like a sweetheart deal. I'll give my evidence, and I'll
I'll kind of tell you what's going on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on. Especially if allegedly, for entertainment purposes, his daughters are involved and his ex-wife is involved, he'll go, okay, I'll come in and keep them all safe, and let's make a deal. That's what I say.
Why is everybody saying that the royal family knew? Like, that doesn't cross my mind. It doesn't.
I think I said this, I can't remember where I said this, but you're dealing with it, and this doesn't make it okay, but you're dealing with a different time. In many years ago, this was normal. This predator behavior was normal. It was everywhere, all over the world. It was in, the press. It was in the, TV shows, Hollywood, films, music industry. This is normal. Today, now the laws have changed and people are speaking up. People are now being held accountable for things, which many years ago was perfectly normal. Now, if Andrew's, nobody knows if the Queen and King and the now King knew. Nobody knows that. Only they know that. So you can't surmise and put words into their mouth. But I'm pretty sure that his behavior was known. To what extent they knew that it was, obviously everybody knew that he was friends with Epstein, because we saw the picture of him in New York.
Right.
But whether anybody understood of what he was, if he was actually doing all them terrible things, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's like people see the King with Jimmy Savile. Just because he was pictured with Jimmy Savile, it doesn't mean he knew how bad Jimmy Savile was behind the scenes.
I agree with you.
So yes, people, the royal family may have known that he was friends with people and that he was going to Jeffrey Epstein's house, but they knew that he was doing these terrible things? That's a very two very different stories there. So we'll see.
Well, we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
Nathan, Queen knew she took away his titles. She knew well before they know everything at that level. They know everything at that level. I'm not so sure.
Well, I think once that news night, that was his downfall, because we all sat and watched it and we thought he lied the whole way through, and then they took his titles away, and then they took everything away, because I think at that point a deal was done behind the scenes that he would have his titles removed, that he could then be arrested, and he's probably going to do a deal to try and save his daughters and his ex-wife if they are implicated anywhere. And now justice, in whatever form that is going to be done. Is going to be seen to be done.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's just my opinion. He has done these things, and justice needs to be done, but he's also got daughters and an ex-wife to protect, so maybe he'll take the justice for all of them and they'll just walk free. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but what does Eugene and Beatrice got to do with their father's sins?
They were involved. They had money going into their bank accounts. They were involved in a lot of stuff.
The kids?
Yes, that's what Andrew Lowney's been saying. They're just as bad. This is bad for everybody.
This could really hinder the monarchy. This could be the most damaging scandal that they've ever encountered.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, for sure.
Wow.
But to not tarnish, it'll probably tarnish the King's reign, but not Prince William, because he was too young. He wouldn't have anything to do with this.
Not just for show. People think it's just for show. People think it's a PR move. And Carla thinks he needs to advocate. And she's not the only one that thinks that.
Well, if he knew, and he knew to the how bad it was, then yes, he should.
Wow.
He's also not above the law.
Knew like when?
If he knew that it was this bad behind the scenes, what he was doing.
They need to prove that before they make accusations.
Sure, yes, absolutely they do.
But if on today, and she said she was saying too that they knew.
Who did? Who came on?
That the Queen, Hudson.
Yes.
Was saying that hi Annabelle. Welcome. Here, I'll drop the link for you. So all you have to do is just hit the button. Welcome. Stop sharing that. Annabelle's here, guys. We're going to do a reading. Yes. Thanks to Demon Dictator for setting this up. It's about love. I'm going to ask about my love life.
So we can have, wait till she comes up. So she comes up.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello. I'm just enhancing my appearance. How are you, ladies?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. We actually, one of our friends that we met through YouTube just came in from Australia. So we went and picked him up in the city, and him and my husband are going out to the gun range right now. They're going to go have some American style fun.
Okay.
And we made him Thanksgiving dinner. So
wow.
We're having Thanksgiving today. So this is super fun.
Oh, that's so fun.
But what a day, right?
I know.
Yes, he's been arrested on his birthday.
I don't know who's doing that on his birthday. That seemed a little out of bounds, if you ask me.
Yeah, that is. Can you predict what's going to happen? What's going to happen to Andrew?
Yeah, we did on Andrew.
So, you know what I think? Well, we'll pull some cards on this. So what I think is going on, I think this is like a timeline shift. So there's certain things that happen that will shift timelines, and we go from like one potential future to another. I think this was a timeline shift. I do think it was going on in the background. Let me see if I can switch.
That's what I do. I believe that too. It's all been going on in the background.
Do you believe the Queen and King Charles knew what was going on?
I love Queen Elizabeth, and I don't want her reign to be sullied. I don't want her legacy to be sullied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's take a look, because I did a little bit of work on Andrew's numerology and his astrology. I'm not an astrologer. I'm an astrology student. And I did a little bit of work, so I'll share that with you guys too. But let's see, did Queen Elizabeth willfully cover up everything that was going on with Andrew? So, all right, hang on. Did she know? Nope, she didn't know the full story. All right, so I feel pretty good about this. So
me too.
Right here with this star in reverse, you know, her goal was to not impede any future for her son, for her second son, her favorite. She didn't want to impede his future. And I think that that's what any mom would say. Any mom would be like, I don't want to create any roadblocks for him. just kind of let him go into the background. You know, he doesn't have to do all the royal performances, and he doesn't have to be up front, but he should be a member of the family. So if we dial it back a little bit, I think that that's going to be fine. This is Queen Elizabeth's intention. Here, you know, let's keep everything under wraps. Now, I believe psychically that what was going on with Charles moving him over to Marsh Farm and the temporary housing that he was in before he was going to Marsh Farm, I think that that was what I describe as a royal arrest. And they were just trying to tuck him away. You know, like in 200 years ago, they would have sent him off to some, you know, holding of the empire. They would have just kind of shuffled him off somewhere where he was forgotten about. This is kind of the mini version of that. Let's tuck him into the farm. Let's let him be quiet there. Philip was out there for the remainder of his life and nobody really bothered him. Let's just kind of tuck him there. And that would have been a good spot for him to have a new start. He could have just been a normal person. And I think that Queen Elizabeth had Charles promise that he would look out for him. Here, I think she knew that he was naughty, and I'm not being cheeky by saying that, I'm just being polite. Mm-hmm. I think she knew that he was naughty, but she didn't want to know. She didn't want to know the truth of it. I don't want to know the full extent of it. Now, here's the big question that I have, because I just found out that Andrew Lowney had interviewed someone who had met with her right around the time of the Platinum Jubilee. And yes, and the prep before they took audience with the Queen, this individual, I'm not sure who the individual was, they said, you know, the Queen can't hear or see very well, and she's very easily confused. So I want to see, you know, the inference there is that Charles was the architect of what's going on with Andrew now, like in terms of like the cover up and the payoff. So Nathan says she was not ignorant. I think and I'm not giving her a full pass, Nathan. I think she didn't know the full extent of it. I think she was under the impression that it was a boys will be boys kind of thing. And, you know, it was just like, oh, well, you know, we'll just keep it covered up for now. So did Charles, was he the architect of the payoff to Virginia Giuffre? No.
Ooh.
But I love that you know the cards. Ooh. You know, the King of Cups is someone who protects his family. It's someone who looks out for his family.
Yeah, I could tell he does that.
And here, with this Nine of Pentacles, there was no stopping the flow of information. So I do think that this has put Charles in kind of a rough spot. And I don't think that he has any sway or control over this. So like people that are saying, oh, they knew that they were coming in to arrest him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if he did. I think, did Charles know they were coming to get him? Yes, but, oh yeah, I think he knew. Now, somebody had said to me, did Charles know? Did Charles know in advance, and that's why he took away the titles and all of that? So is this arrest the reason Charles took away the titles? No, there was collective pressure to take those titles away, probably from the courtiers and the rest of the royal family. My readings on William and Catherine, they have no time for the antics of Andrew. And I think you reap what you sow, and I don't think that Andrew was very nice to Catherine. and that, you know, you're not going to get good treatment later on if you get in trouble. You know, you can't steal your girlfriend's boyfriend and then expect her to come pick you up when you get a flat tire. Like, that's not going to happen. Not that any of us do that. But I don't think he was the main architect. I think he had advisors that said, this is something that you have to do. This is where you have to do. Nathan says Queen was captain of the ship. Let's see. Is this going to ruin her legacy?
Yeah.
Does it ruin her legacy? It ruins her legacy as a mother for sure.
As a mother, yeah, that kind of messes things up.
And I think, well, Jackie Kennedy said, if you bungle your kids, you know, you've done nothing right in life. So I think there may be a little bit of a feeling about that. But this is gonna, you know, the Three of Cups is one of my favorite cards. Melissa Sayanova describes this as the tribe card. These are your ride or die girlfriends, your sisterhood, your fraternity, your tight-knit, close family, your joyous people, the people you can rely on. But it also leads into some elitism and classism. There's a little bit of tribalism in this too. So I think, you know, the behavior panel, Mark Bowden describes the royal family as a microculture. So, you know, British culture, very different from American culture. English culture can sometimes be sliced and diced as a little bit different from British culture, because British includes Irish and Scottish and Welsh peoples. But the royal family is a microculture within that.
Yes,
so,
I agree.
Yeah, you know, I think we're going to see that divide. And I think the calls for republicanism are going to get a little bit louder.
Yes, yeah.
I think, you know, does this shake the foundations? And I'm going to switch decks real quick. Does this shake the foundations of the royal family?
That's a good question.
Does this trash the royal family? 9 of Wands, they're on full display. The Devil, we're going to find out that there's some bad players in there. But rest easy, any of the royal family lovers in here. I have been saying for some time that William is going to change the royal family. He is going to turn it into more of a family business where there are limited people that are vetted and kept in on the business.
Yep.
But we're not going to have the 55 cousins and all of the money and support that we have to go into. Grace and favor houses, I think, are going to be a thing of the past. And I don't think that this is a great thing for the British royal family, for the British line. I think it is going to, we're never going to see another reign like Queen Elizabeth. We're headed in the direction of the great houses of Europe, the Russian imperial family. I think we're really the pomp and circumstance, the glitter, the glamour. I think we're seeing the end of it, unfortunately.
Oh, dang.
I think it's going to be very diluted after this. Not diluted, but diluted.
Diluted. Yeah.
So I think it's going to change. God bless Catherine, because she's sparkly and shiny and beautiful. And, you know, we love her. We love William. Their children are great. I think their children are going to have a very different role. Very different. So I'm sorry, I came on and talked so much. Hi.
No, that's awesome.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Glad you guys enjoyed it.
So much sense.
So, do any of your people want readings? That's really why I'm here.
Okay.
I put up your link as well. Go ahead, Demon Dictator.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I was just going to say to anybody, because we've had Valentine's Day, if you want a love reading, you can have a general reading. We have an eclipse just happened. If you wanted to have an eclipse reading, a star sign reading, whatever you want. So you can just put your questions or your name in. I've got Maureen and I've got Carla right now. Obviously me, Letitia want to have a reading. So Letitia, if you want to go first, well, we're waiting for the.
Yes, I would love to. My love life is wonderful.
Oh, that's good to hear. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was great. We went to brunch, and then we went and took a little bit to play at like this little arcade place, and I got some roses. It was great.
Very fun. I love the day date. I'm a fan of the day date.
Yeah, it was fun. My question would be, I need to find a job. It's time. Okay. And I've been putting it off. And I feel like I can't put it off anymore. But where is it?
So what do you do when you work?
I do human resources. I have a master's in HR.
Okay.
So I've been working with that, and I don't know if I'm pulling more towards that or something.
Did you ever work for, because this is coming in right away, like your township, or for like even like a military contractor? Did you ever work for like a government agency?
I worked for IBM, and we had commercial government. We would work with the government on some of their contracts.
There is going to be an open window for you to either get into, and when I say like your township or government, it could be federal, it could be local. I'm feeling that the doorway is open more in local. So yes. I would go onto the careers board for your township. And here's the thing.
That makes sense.
If you have a friend in there, get in their ear and tell them, because somebody's going to be leaving. I think part of the HR infrastructure in your town or a surrounding town, somebody's going to be retiring, and they're going to need to replace it. And you have an opportunity to get in there before the job goes up on the board.
Okay.
So start tapping into your resources.
Okay.
And it will be easy work. It's not going to be one of my best friends is an HR director.
I'm saying that. Yeah.
Totally know how hard that job can be.
Yes.
But this will be a little bit easier because you're not going to be in a primary or solo capacity. You will work with a team, and you're going to be subordinate on the team. So somebody else will be doing a bit of the escalation calls or anything like that. They'll be handling some of the bigger stuff, so that you don't do. I think that is a really clear path. But the tricky thing here, hon, is that you've got to tap into the people that you know. So townships and towns, like their government is usually pretty transparent. I know here in New Jersey, you can actually see anyone that works for a township. You can see their salary. You can go on there. They post their salaries. It's really horrifying. You should have no privacy whatsoever. But tap in and see if you've got, and I'm not just talking about friends in HR.
This makes so much sense, because I want to do something local.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's going to be in HR or what it's going to be in, but I don't see it being stressful.
Yeah, it's not. This is not going to be stressful. It'll be pretty easy. And it's almost like, I don't know how old you are, but like Julie from the Love Boat, like you get to entertain everybody. Like, like you're just like, oh, like it's all good stuff that comes your way. And someone else is going to deal with like the really big escalation calls.
Yes.
So I like that. What kind of timing are we looking at here? Absolutely spring.
Yes, there it is.
Absolutely spring.
I
But
love you. Yes.
start laying your tracks now.
Yes.
Reach out to the people that you know,
yeah,
and see if you can get in their ears. Like, I want you in their ears. One of my friends he's a part of a huge fraternity, and he's always like, send me your resume. Anybody that like needs a job, he's like, send me your resume. And so, like, tap into those resources, like people that are just adjacent to the job that you want. Look at your LinkedIn, look at your Indeed, start doing those second level connections that you have on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody in common with somebody that's there, say, hey, can you, just get in their ear? Can you pass this resume on? That's our friend Frank does that all the time. And it's crazy. He lands people jobs with like, $30,000 more than they were aiming for. It's pretty wild, what you can do with those connections. Jobs are gotten now through connections. My girlfriend, who's the HR director, she says the worst part about her job now is that she doesn't really get to look at candidates because of the bots that they use, and the bots scan the resume. So she just doesn't really get and she's like, if I could change anything about my job, it would be to actually get to interview people before the bots wash out their apps. So, yeah. So any questions about that, my dear?
No, that was wonderful. Thank you.
How did you do in your last reading? You're very welcome.
I told my mom to check into some money, and she's still checking into it.
Okay.
Her and my sister.
Okay, good.
Into it.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Excellent. So, Demon Dictator.
I'll let the others go first because I've got the questions here, so I'll go last.
I'm sorry, Demon Dictator, really quick. Yes. Annabelle, I don't know if you want to stream today. It's totally up to you. If you do, I was going to send you a super chat.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to stream later. Okay. When the boys get back from the range, we're going to set up our Thanksgiving, and we're probably going to stream at like 4:00, I think.
Okay.
We're calling it Dave's Giving. So
I love it. I'll pop on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's going to be fun. We'll have like a little dinner table. We'll have a little chat. We're going to find out what Dave liked about the U.S., what he doesn't like about the U.S.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be all about Dave.
Awesome. I know I got my notification on. Sorry about that, Demon Dictator. Go ahead.
No. So Maureen has got a question. Can you tell her anything about her sister Elizabeth?
Okay. Is Elizabeth living or has she passed on? She can answer in the chat. I just want to see how far I'm reaching out. Passed. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm sorry for your loss. Okay, so first thing, I want to tell you about the relationship that you have with her a little bit, because this sometimes makes people feel better about our friends and family that have passed on. She is part of what we call your soul group. So I believe in reincarnation. I believe that we regenerate. We come into this lifetime again and again, or into different lifetimes again and again, with and without the people that we're with. Some are, main characters, our main cast, our premier cast, and some are second string. Some are second hand. Your sister Elizabeth is definitely part of your main cast. She's not a secondary character. She does watch out for you now, but she's not super demonstrative. She does want you to know, and what I mean is she doesn't make her presence known all that often. She wants you to know that was her time to go, and that's something that happens, we decide at the beginning of our lifetime whether we're going to stay a long time, whether we're going to stay a short time, and we agree upon a time to leave. And that was her time to go, even if it was abrupt and surprising to you guys. It was her time to go. She was done with the lessons and the tasks that she had to do here. She does look out for you. There's almost like a twinship kind of connection here that I'm getting, and I don't mean that they're twin flames or twins, but there's something about that they're always very closely bound. And that can change from lifetime to lifetime. Sometimes it can be your sister. Sometimes it can be your best friend. Sometimes it can be your lover. Sometimes it can be your parent. We get these different phases of who they are. In this particular lifetime, she was a more dominant character than you recognize. She actually was directing some of the energetic pathways and the steps that you were going to take for the remainder of your life. And it doesn't mean that her loss kind of changed your trajectory. More so, she kind of shaped your trajectory while she was here. A very special relationship indeed. And one of the things that I want to tell you is that when our loved ones pass on, if we talk to them, they hear us. They understand that we're trying to connect and trying to contact them. Now, I said she's not very demonstrative, and it's not that there's a weakness in her spirit and she's unable to be demonstrative, but she's just a very quiet spirit. She doesn't like to, and I don't know if she was like this in life, she doesn't like to ruffle any feathers. She doesn't like to disrupt anybody's lifetime. She wants you to continue on the path that you're on. She wants you to take up the mantle of leadership. In her absence, she lends you her strength. She lends you her good guidance, and her thoughts come through you sometimes. Her strength comes through your thoughts and actions. The seeds that she planted come to fruition. So keep doing that. If there is any kind of legacy building or like scholarship or some kind of memorial fund or something that you've done for her, even if it is a gravesite or memorial. My husband, we have an ofrenda in our house for his passed on best friend, and for our cat and our dog that passed away since we moved into the house. And we also, he's Japanese. We have an altar for his mother who passed away on our mantle. Whatever that memorial is for her, hold that, and you take agency over that. And it could be something as simple as you put up a picture on your mantle with a candle that you light every Saturday night or something like that. Keep that memorial to her. It's very important. That keeps your connection with her. So I hope that helps. It's not a lot of messaging from her. If you ask her to show up in dreams, because she wants to be very quiet. She doesn't want to move anything in your house. She doesn't want to be disruptive. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to her. I saw Lynn just posted up, Andrew's been released.
Oh,
yeah.
Andrew's been released. Thank you, Lynn.
Where is he going to go? He's going to go home and cry in his crybaby soup. It's pretty late there, right?
Yeah. Where are you going to go, Andrew? Woo!
Good luck, Andrew.
Good luck.
Neighbors, I did readings on what his neighbors were going to feel like about him, and they were like, ugh, like we can't even pay him any minds. He is going to be like, yeah, he's going to be a pariah in that little neighborhood. I mean, not that it's like a neighborhood like we have, but so good for him. Let's see what's next. Oh boy, oh boy. Or should I read on that real quick?
Yeah, see what happens when he goes home. Yeah.
What's next? I am going to tell you guys, I've been doing some scrying with this obsidian orb. This
Okay.
there's a full house at his house right now. There's a lot of people in that house.
Lawyers, I reckon. Lawyers.
Yeah, it's all legal help.
Oh, wow.
It is all legal help. Everyone is upset right now in that house. Where is Fergie? Is Fergie there? Fergie has sent her regards. The girls are a disaster right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're both a disaster. Fergie is not going to go to the house, I don't think, but I think she's going to be present via an electronic means. I think she'll Zoom in.
Okay.
The girls, I think, may actually go there, one or both. I feel like I feel Beatrice wants to go there much more than people want her there. Let's put it that way. They're trying to talk
where
her
you
out
at.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're talking her out of it. They're saying you can be there for your father. You don't have to hug him. You know, there's time enough for that. We can get you over there. But right now there's too many eyes on him. So what is the discussion du jour? It's going to cost you a lot of money to still get in trouble. That's the discussion.
Wow.
Are they urging him? He keeps saying this isn't what mom wanted. This isn't what mummy wanted. Mummy didn't say this. He wants to fight it. He wants to fight it in an angry fashion. This is this is going to be a disaster. What are the lawyers saying?
This is so good.
They're telling him the judgment's already done. The work's already done. Like, you've lost the court of public opinion.
Ooh.
It's not going to go your way. It is not going to go your way. Oh, I see Maureen. Oh, that's lovely. She's got 2 memorials. I love that. Good. I keep at them, because she'll come around. Elizabeth will come around, Maureen.
Oh, that's great. Hi, Polly. We're doing readings today. Just getting in and read the title. Oh my God. We got to rewind with the beginning. Much love, Lady L. Awesome tarot deck. By the way, beautiful imagery.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is a great. I love this one. It's international fairy tales and folklore. It's a really it's a very gentle deck, and since it was just Valentine's Day, I thought I would bring a really gentle deck on. They're really telling him you can't fight this. That they're
wow.
Everyone, they gave him the 12 million pounds to give to Virginia Giuffre. They're telling him we don't have enough money to fight this. It's no matter what we throw at it, it's not going to go your way. This is going to go into the wee hours of the night. The wee hours of the night. He's going to be going back and forth with them. Is anyone going to talk sense into him? Because ultimately, I do think it's up to Andrew. Is anyone going to talk sense into him?
Oh, wow.
The king is not speaking at all to him. The king is letting this happen. Yeah, King Charles is like this. I'm out of it. He can't touch it. Can't touch this.
I don't blame him. I would. If I was him, I'd run. I would not even get involved.
Yeah,
right.
He can't even advise him right now. I think that the king's small council is telling him to not get on the phone at all. He can't do it. He's already in the line of fire as far as potentially being the architect of this. So the architect of the settlement. He can't even advise him. Andrew's really on an island. What about the Princess Royal? Is she getting involved at all?
Good question.
Anne is furious. She is furious, sending messages of
Is this the queen?
This is Anne, Princess Royal. This is
Anne, the sister.
Yeah, Princess Anne is also saying this is out of our hands. We can't do it. And I do get that she very firmly does not want this to touch the legacy of their mother.
Oh wow, yeah.
She is concerned about the sullying of that epic 70-year reign. 70? It was 70. Yes, it was 70 years.
Yeah.
She's very, very concerned about it, and there's not much she can do. There's, this ball is rolling down the hill right now. It's rolling down the hill.
Wow.
So, I think it's up to Andrew whether he's going to push on whether he's going to really defend this to the bitter end, or if he's going to do some kind of plea bargain. He's got to do. So, all right, before we go on because we're here for other people. This is the outcome for a plea bargain. This is the outcome if he just fights it. Plea bargain, 8 of Swords. That's release from trouble. If he fights it, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's not going to go his way.
Oh,
the likely outcome, the Star, his future will be destroyed. 6 of Coins, they will not be sympathetic to him. 7 of Coins, the all of his past actions now become suspect and become really criticized. He'll be under a microscope. The people, his ride or dies, are going to allow him to fall on the swords. All of them. He's going to fall on all the swords. So, woo! So let's see what Andrew
that's
does
good.
in the next few days. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Oh, Polly's got a great profile pic there. Love her avatar. That is some serious firepower in there. So, who's next?
Okay, Carla is next. Now she's got a couple of questions, so it's up to you if you want to answer them all. She said, will her 2 daughters get her uni place, and will her son buy his house? It's up to you if you want to answer all of them.
So I'll answer. I know Carla. She's delightful. All right. So will her 2 daughters get their uni place? Ace of Swords. They have to keep looking. Knight of Wands. They've got to change their strategy, because what's happening is they're not getting ahead of the leases. So I don't know, I know our universities here, they do the 9-month leases in some places. So you get from the beginning of September to the end of June. But sometimes it's the full year. So they've got to kind of deconstruct their strategy, their search strategy, because they're missing the window. They keep missing it. So I don't know if they can go out to brokers and see if a broker could kind of do the heavy lifting for them. I know somebody in the chat before said AI is corrupted, but I would say use an AI bot too and say, hey, I need to find an apartment here and for this much money in this space of time. So what is the advice for them to do better? Be a little bit more thinking outside of the box for the living situation that they want. So if they're looking for like a 1 or 2 bedroom flat, maybe look for a room for rent.
Can I just interrupt? I don't think it was uni places to live. Will they get accepted into into universities? I think that's what she meant.
Let me go back. Let me go back. All right. Well, now we know her housing is going to be tricky. So, will she get into the uni that she wants to get into? 4 of Wands. Is she sure that's where she wants to go? Because there is potentially another school that is going to be more attractive to her and a better fit. Sometimes we get our heart set on a place and then we find out it's not exactly a great fit. So I think the school that she's looking at is not the best fit. And I think if she just kind of turns her view over and like kind of opens up some other options, she winds up taking on going toward a different school. And I know we're applying for uni right now for my son, and we're very late in the game. Fortunately, my son is dazzling, so you kind of do that magic, that razzle dazzle, and people will hopefully pay attention. But I think have her look a little bit differently at some of the other schools. Carla, message me, and we'll talk a little bit more about that privately. So her son, is he going to buy his house? So yes, but not without a lot of birth pangs. So the Seven of Cups, there's another tarot reader. She's pop culture tarot now, but she used to be tarot by Andy. And
yes, I know her.
Yeah, she's fabulous. I love her. She's beautiful. She's so much fun. I started to read the Seven of Cups differently because of her. And not entirely differently, but it gave some nuance to it. And she calls the Seven of Cups a gaslighting card. And she's right. Because this is Aladdin, the Aladdin story, and he's got all the magic lamps here. And there are treasures in all of these lamps or cups, in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot that everyone knows. It's got all different treasures, and some of them are mysterious. And so in this case, I think the process of the sale, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but in the end, he's going to have moments of disappointment where he thinks that, it's gone. It definitely kind of flies out the window. Oh, we're not going to get it. But then ultimately we do get it. So this is kind of a jerking back and forth. I don't know if it's been a terrible purchase. Yeah, this is the jerking back and forth. Ultimately, yes, Nine of Cups is wishes granted. And over here we have the Hierophant, which is master of the house, so this is seat of power. He's going to be able to get in there. So I think, a terrible purchase process, but ultimately I think he does win out in the end. So see if we get timing on it. 5 of coins. The coins, pentacles are usually years, but it's in reverse. So I think, I think it's been, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's a 5-month process already. So, or it's going to be a 5-month total process, which stinks. So I don't know how far in we are on that, but is it worth it? That's our main thing. Ace of Wands, Page of Swords. Yes, definitely going to be worth it. Tell him all of those doubts that he has about what he's getting into, and is this a good idea, and do we want to go through this whole process? Yes, absolutely. This is a thing that's going to pay off in dividends later. So improvement in quality of life, improvement in the financial value of the property. Yeah, this is a good move for him. Stick with it. Tell him ride the roller coaster. Peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. When it gets low, go home, lick your wounds, take a bubble bath, play some video games, whatever he's got to do to make himself feel better in that moment. But take those valley moments in this sale and use it to refuel, so that he can come back brighter and bigger when he gets to the top of the hill. So that's all I got to say about that. What's next?
Okay.
Way cool.
Okay. Can I have a go? I got a question about work, and I am looking for a new job. So will I go back to the company I was at before, or will I go somewhere new? And roughly a timeline about what's going to happen.
Something
Please.
old,
Or something new.
So something old, 10 of Wands, something new. It's going to be something new. Well, I shouldn't say that. You have the option to do both. Like you could go through both. The 10 of Wands is really so in tarot when we get to the nines are actually completion. And the 10s are we're going on to another thing. We're advancing. We're moving into another phase of life or creation or whatnot. You've learned everything that you need to learn there. It is a safe and rooted place that you could go back to. But my thing is, do you really want to? Does it really benefit you? I think there is more joy, more revenue. I think there's a better pay outside of this. You know, if nothing else, you get a job offer from them, you go back and ask them if they want to match it or better it. You know, you can always do that. You'd always get a little nutty. But I think your future is more in a fresh beginning. So the threes, the threes are still, ace, 2, and 3 are still conceptual. It's not until we get to the 4s that we're like planting our roots and creating our foundations. So this, I think you're still manifesting a cushy, fun, comfortable place. What can I ask what industry you're in? What, like, is it creative? Is it not creative? Or
financial services.
That is not super creative. I mean, sometimes it can be. You can get creative with ideas sometimes.
Yeah.
But this, I think, is a bit more colorful than your former position. So I think that it either is within a financial structure, in a more creative and fun kind of business, something that, like I feel like it's going to be excitement all the time. There's going to be bright colors. There's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of activity, and pleasing people. So the primary goal of this company in your new future is to make people happy. So, like, is it an ice cream company? Maybe. I don't know. I would love to scoop ice cream for people all day long. So much fun. Polly, Polly's laughing. Polly, I worked in banking and insurance too. So, I know it can get pretty boring. I brought the fun to banking and insurance. I brought the craziness. And I got outed on a national call with 10,000 employees as a psychic one day. And the Zoom went right on, or it was a WebEx. Like, they were like, ask Annabelle, she's a tarot reader, or she's a psychic. And like, all of a sudden, all eyes were on me. Yeah, the VP was like, are you really? And I was like, can we talk about this later? Like, trying to have my professional face on. It was pretty funny. But the origin of this company feels much more lighthearted and exciting. So I think that's good. Now, when does this show up? Knight of Wands, Page of Cups, and Knight of Coins. Little bit slower than I would like it to be. Okay, so I think change your search criteria a little bit and open it up to like financial services in entertainment companies, just for fun. Just see what comes up when you do that on your Indeed or your LinkedIn. And I think that initially you're going to see a few positions like this, and you're going to go, nah, that's not where I belong. And then a few weeks down the road, coins again are typically years. I don't see a year here. I think what you're going to see is all of a sudden a pattern is going to start to emerge, and you're going to see a position in the entertainment kind of realm that needs somebody like you that has a bit more guardrails on them. And that's something I want to tell you. There's going to be an entity that is going to be in a weird place. They're going to have real good control over their creative part, but not over their financial part. That's where you wind up landing. So
Okay.
I want to start peeking around corners and looking for these kind of, not so much in your job description jobs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions about that, my dear?
No, that's it. That's fine. Thank you. And is
anything
it,
else you want to know?
can I just ask one? Yeah, just one more if that's okay. I know it's probably because we've got one for you. But is my sister, have I got a message from my sister too? She's passed as well.
Can I have a first initial? I keep getting Samantha. Is there like an S? There's
no Mercedes.
Mercedes,
like the
maybe
car.
I'll put an S.
Like the car, Mercedes.
What a
But they used to
beautiful
call
name.
They used to call it Sadies. Yeah.
Now, do you get signs from her?
I believe so. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do too. But I'm gonna tell you, she's having a ball on the other side. I want you to. Was she like kind of social when she was still earthbound?
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah.
She's still really, really social. Both with the dearly beloveds that have passed on, and also with people that are here. She visits friends and family like all the time. She's quite active with everybody. She I see her kind of like flitting in and flitting out. Now for you, she's a bit more serious. She's not as puckish or silly with you. She
Yeah.
tries to like have like more of a serious conversation with you when she gives you signs. So let her know that it's okay to be goofy with you, because I think her communications as a spirit are much easier when she's, I don't want to say goofy, like I don't want it to sound like she's kind of a goofy. But let us see if we can get anything from her. Did you share a room?
Yes.
When you were kids? Yeah. She loved that. That is a fond memory of hers. Like, Friday, Saturday nights when you didn't have to get up for school the next day. She revisits that. And so I think that that's her touchstone time for you. Like Fridays and Saturdays, so like if you ever take a glass of wine or a hot cocoa or a cup of tea and like go into bed and do facials and hair masks or whatever, like that's a time when you can commune with her, when you can have good conversations with her, and put on a paper mask. Put on, a hair mask, wrap your head up, lay down on the bed, close your eyes, and start having a conversation with her. She's going to be right there with you. She's going to be right on the bed with you, like doing the same thing in ethereal form. And she'll have a conversation with you. It'll be really easy for her to talk to you. And that's going to be a bit more lighthearted. And it'll I hate to say like make her loosen up, because she seems like pretty loose with other people. But for you, like there are messages she wants to get across. So I think those evenings of commune will go from like fun conversations, get more serious messages from her later.
We used to have we were twins, but we had a very fractured relationship. But towards the end, before she passed, we used to have girly, spa days.
Oh, that's why I'm getting all
that
this.
That's how we used to gel. But otherwise, we were very fractured. We just didn't get on. So yeah, that rings true to me. That was how we used to kind of gel.
So, you know why your relationship fractured, and she wants me to tell you that she was really stubborn. And
yeah, we both were.
Yeah, she knows that she kind of takes the brunt of this. She says, I should have bent more for you. I shouldn't have let that fracture our relationship. She's very stubborn. You know, but that's okay. Like we're all a little stubborn, you know?
Yeah. So am I.
I'm Italian and Scottish on my mother's side. Like I get really stubborn. So any questions about that, my love?
No, that was perfect. That was spot on. Perfect.
Excellent.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anytime for you, gal. Anytime.
Okay. And Polly, let me go back to her question. Polly said, what's her lesson for 2026?
What are her lessons for 2026? She wants homework. I'm going to give Polly some homework.
Oh, this is good.
So we're gonna do a couple of buckets here. We're gonna do a couple of life buckets. So your personal development. Okay, look more toward the future. And what that means is strategize and set up some goals. You know, like when we have personal goals, like it could be like going to the gym, or it could be I want to learn how to play piano. You know, I want to learn how to cross stitch, mountain climb, blah blah blah. You know, you have a dearth of goals right now that are comprehensive and set up. Your personal development should have steps to get to an ultimate goal. And personally, that is what you should be doing. You should be structuring your goals a little bit more so that you don't feel, you know, it's like when you don't plan your weekend and all of a sudden it's Sunday night. You know, you're like, oh, I didn't do anything. You know, my daughter regularly does that. She doesn't plan her weekends out. And she goes, oh, I can't believe it's Sunday. I can't believe I got to go back to school, you know. So structure, create a goal plan, you know, what's doable, what's not doable, and set up those, the steps to get there and the timing, and hold yourself accountable. Put it in your calendar, whatever you got to do. So let's see, lessons with your work. So we have the magician, and this is the fairy godmother from Cinderella. She's so cute. The magician in reverse, and I hope your boss isn't listening, because this is about not working outside your description or your skill set. Limit the amount of energy that you pour into something. I am an A-type person. And if I worked at Target or any kind of store like that, I would be setting up the Coca-Cola displays, like spelling out words. I would be turning all the cans so they face the same way. I'm a maniac because I'm an A-type person. A-type people and people that are helpers and doers wind up taking on the bulk of work. And you have a tendency to do that. You've got some crummy wheels on the shopping trolley or the shopping cart, and you kind of make up for the laziness of, I don't want to say laziness, I want to say just the lesser work ethic than others. So I would reserve that energy for what? Reserve that energy for planning out this future. That's what this is about. 10 of Coins is our legacy card. This is about the stuff that we leave in our wake. And so you want to make sure that the pages get the dream. They're the dreamers. They craft what's going to happen. The knights go out and start building it. They build the scaffolding. The queens go in there and add to that. They make it better, softer, more beautiful. They put the paint on. They put the furniture in place. They pick the fixtures in the bathroom. And then the kings make sure that everything keeps working and that everything, stays in place and stays nice and fresh. So here, this is you crafting your future. Focus your energy more on your future. you know, we can work as, and I know this is so trite and people say it all the time. If we died tomorrow, they put the ad up for our job the next day. They really don't care. Like, if the bigger the company you work for, the less they really care about you. So why are we knocking ourselves out, you know, putting in 150% effort when we're getting 30% return on it? So I just want you to put your energy in a good direction. There's a great book, and I actually just referred this book to 2 people that I did readings for. It's called The Pie Life, like P-I-E, like apple pie. And it's a fantastic book about limiting the energy that you put into different things. And my biggest takeaway, I got it when I was still working at the brokerage. My biggest takeaway was the pie that was lacking for me was charity. And my husband and I donate to Tunnels to Tower. My husband was a first responder, so we donate to Tunnels to Tower. And I was like, all right, you know, like, there's an automatic payment that comes out of my bank account every month. You know, like, it's fine. Like, we just do that. It's not enough. You know, charity, like, you really should roll up your sleeves and you should go and do it. And you should go meet the people that you're helping, or build the thing that you're trying to get off the ground. And that was my big takeaway from it. It also gave me permission to fluctuate between focus on my daughter, focus on my son, focus on my husband, focus on the dog, focus on this cat, that cat. We have 5 cats. We're lunatics over here. You know, it gave me permission that sometimes your pie slices get a little bit bigger and sometimes they get a little bit smaller. And those of us, all of us gals have worked at corporate. And I'm sorry, Letitia, because I know you worked in HR and you don't want to hear this. We sometimes, because we spend so much time at work, throw that much energy into it. And we shouldn't always do that. We should be running at an even stream of energy. You don't want to put the hose on full force and then let it trickle when you go home for your husband or your spouse or your kids if they're sick and they need you. You know, if you're running that hose at full force, you're wasting all your gas, you're wasting all your energy. And you have to think, I talk about spiritual and energetic hygiene all the time. And energetic hygiene means keeping your faucet running at an even pace. We don't want to have those bursts of energy. We need bursts of adrenaline and energy periodically, but we shouldn't be doing it every day, because what happens is we go into that fight or flight kind of mode when we're running at that kind of high level. And we go from creation or we go from survival to creation. And that's Joe Dispenza talks about that. When we calm down and we meet out our energy evenly, or as evenly as we can, we are more successful in all of the quadrants of our life, or all those pie slices. So I think it's a real good, energetic hygiene. I love that term. You know, just being really smart about where we're spending it. You know, sometimes I used to be this gal. I used to call people up in the morning and like chew their ear off about everything that was going on in my life and gossip and have some fun, blah, blah, blah. And you know, it's not really fair to do that to people. I know that now. And people do it to me occasionally. And you know, you have to say, listen, I got a half hour for you. I can talk to you for a half hour while I'm making this macaroni and cheese, and then I got to go. You know, that's okay. It's okay to limit the energy that we expend to other people or to other things. The more we are fair about it, the more we wind up seeing the places that it yields a return on investment. So I think those are lessons enough, because they're kind of simplified. That's actually a lot of homework that I gave Polly.
It's a lot.
So I hope she enjoyed that. Polly, I hope you enjoyed that. I suspect she's a tarot reader because she liked the deck. So I suspect she is. But good for her, she is.
There's one more. Are you okay to do one more? If you need to leave, you can.
Absolutely.
Just one more. Okay, that's from Lisa. Her dad has passed. She misses him so much. Is he okay?
Okay.
Lisa Bruno's dad. Is he okay?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Our dads are so precious, aren't they?
Yes.
He is okay. You know, and this is for Lisa. Is that correct?
Yes. Lisa.
So, Lisa, he's huge. I want you to know that. Energetically huge. And that's why you miss him so much, because he was a tremendous presence in your family, and an incredibly strong spirit. Let me see if I can bridge a little bit of a gap for you. I know it sounds really corny, but you know, the image of Monty Python, like when they do the illustration or the animations, and they have God and he's like this giant cutout above like clouds, like that's kind of how your dad presents. And like he is really kind of looking over the whole family. He will be a very, very serious ancestor for future generations if they start to tap into their ancestors. Sometimes, like when I do readings for people and they say, you know, does anybody come through? Sometimes like an ancestor that's like 4 generations deep that they've never met. And I'm like, well, this is, you know, this one and that one. And I tell them the whole story. And then they go and they look at their ancestry.com and they find them, and or find someone who resembles that. So what kind of messages does he have? He has got everything. You know, he kept things in control when he was earthbound. And he's finding it a little bit trickier to maintain control as a spirit. He's still learning, though. That's what he wants you to know, is that he's still learning. You know, he sends you these waves of love, but he sends it to everyone in your family. These waves of love. You're all of a sudden going to feel like just kind of this warmth and this like almost embrace. And he does it to everybody in your family. If you talk to other people, you know, do you ever sense him around? Does he ever wrap his arms around you? That's what I want you to think about. Like he wraps his arms around you. And he does. He comes in and just bear hugs everybody. But because he's finding it so hard to be non-physical, he's not really good at making his presence known. But if you allow yourself to tune into it, you're going to feel it. He's an afternoon guy. He likes the afternoon. I don't know. Did he like tinker in like a wood shop or something, Lisa? Because there's something about like afternoons and like going out to like the garage or the wood shop and like tinkering that was a great pleasure of his. And so that's the time frame that he's a little bit more active and a little more demonstrative with everyone. You know, I'll see if she answers that in the comments, but message, he's not going anywhere, honey. That's what he wants you to know. He's not going anywhere. I'm still here. You may not see me, you may not feel me, but I'm still here. Let me grab one of these. So this is the Jackie Newcomb Messages from Heaven deck. And the Tarot Knows used it. Lily from the Tarot Knows. I loved her. She's not on a whole lot, but I got this deck and it always spits out a card that is exactly spot on. So let's see if Dad will give us a real clear message here. He's still learning. He wants you to know he's still learning. He says, you are a star. Step into the spotlight where you belong. I want to see what he means by that. What do you mean by that, Daddy-O? What do you mean by that? Two of Swords. I can't do it now. He wants you to take up part of his mantle. He wants you to take up part of his place. Help the people in our family that you can. Your span of control is limited. but you're learning too. While he's learning on the other side, you're learning here too. And he says that you are able to take over some of his work here. You can do some of that. He doesn't mean the woodworking or the tinkering or whatever I'm seeing that, you know, he goes out to the garage to do. Gosh, was he a smoker? Was he a smoker? Because if you go to that workshop, you'll smell smoke. I don't know if it's like smoking from like burning into wood or anything like that, but there's something about smoking that I'm getting. I'm always curious about people that smoke because it's so expensive. So I was always handy. He was tinkering with something. That's great. That's great. Yeah. You know, that speaks more about his physicality, that it's just kind of hard for him to be a spirit. He's figuring it out though. He's figuring it out. But you know, our dearly departeds will wait in a realm that I call the in-between, you know, and I called it that before Stranger Things. So like they started with the whole upside down thing. But they'll hang out in there sometimes until we're done, and then they can greet us, and then we all get to hang out over there for a little while. And I wonder if this is the realm that people always consider like heaven, because we're with our friends, we're with our family, we're with people that we love, and you know, we can eat whatever we want, like in Defending Your Life. You know, we're just kind of hanging out in there and reviewing what we did in our life, reviewing what we can do, the things we have power over, the things we don't have power over. And it's until we are ready to move on and go into the next phase. It's until we do that. And he's going to be over there waiting for you. So, you know, I like the idea of having somebody on the other side looking out for us. Like I said, he's okay. He's learning. He's like almost in school right now, and you're learning here. Not a smoker, but your mom smoked. He passed from COPD. I think I'm smelling wood burning though. I think I'm smelling like burning into wood, or maybe it was like a saw, and like, you know how wood gets that smell. But I'm getting like a smoky smell like that. So yeah, very cool. Anybody else? Is there anybody else in the queue?
No, that's it. That was amazing. Everyone was very, very happy with their answers. I certainly was very happy with my answers.
I was happy with mine as well.
I certainly aim to please. I aim to please. But I you know, I have to tell you, Letitia and Demon Dictator, I have another flood of awesome, nice people in my community as a result of coming on your show.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I want to work on having you guys over for like the tarot happy hour or something. We'll work it out for like maybe next week.
Oh, yes, I'd love to. I would love to.
You guys, and I want to get some of my people to come over to you. I you know, I'm really fortunate. I don't have a lot of jerks in my community.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
And, I think like attracts like. You know, we get nice people to go together, and I would like to see your subscribership grow. I'd like to see you, you know, keep moving up. You know, we always want to move up in your community. So
I appreciate that.
Oh, Lisa said he had a wood shop out in the basement too. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm smelling like burning wood. I you know, like not like a fire pit, but wood that's being worked and burning. So very, very cool. Very cool. But I have to tell you, I'm delighted with the people that came over from you. They fit right in. They're exactly
good. They are
kind of people. Good. And you know, I like just having a hangout where like people can, you know, chat in the chat. They don't have to get readings. They, you know, it's a nice little hangout. That's why I changed my lives to Friday, because I just want it to be like a happy hour. You know, we all come in, hang out. Oh, wait. Maureen said, can Annabelle tell me how long after my sister's passing did I wake up? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what she means. What do you mean by that, Maureen? Just that's like a confusing question.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lisa, yeah, you've got to step in. But do what you can, Lisa. Don't overextend yourself. It's you're like your dad said. You're learning, and he's learning. He's learning how to be there. You're going to learn how to be here. But you can always borrow from how he was, from his energy. And they're always here. My grandmother was Italian, my mom's mom. And every time I make sauce, I see her hands on my kitchen sink. I see her hands there. And I have hands very similar to hers. And I see her hands and I'm like, why is she scrutinizing my sauce? And like, I overthink it. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what do I have going on here? And my grandfather on that side, he was the first spirit that I saw. I was 10 years old, and he showed up after he passed away, and he shook my foot, woke me up, and had a little conversation with me. And I was like, okay, I guess that's how it's going to be. And he showed up after, it was a few years after we moved in this house, and he sits on the couch that we have in our living room. It's like our reading area, like it's a loungy. Everyone falls asleep the minute they lay down on it. But he sits on there. He used to sit on there with our dog Bruno. And then when Bruno passed away, I would see them sitting together. But I would only see my grandfather's legs from like the knees down. I would see his shoes and his pants. And then I would see Bruno jump off the couch. And it was, I was like, because my grandfather loved dogs. So I was like, oh, there he is with Bruno,
So that's so cool.
Making friends on the other side. It's
okay.
We have a lot of cool stuff that goes on in this house. So spirits walk through walls. It's pretty cool. So, darling, you've been on forever. You've been on for 2 hours, so I'm sure you're exhausted.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Annabelle, for coming. You're always a breath of sunshine when you come over, and I love supporting you. So I'm going to come over there about 4:00. You said you're going live Friday or today?
I'm going live today, and I'm not sure what time the boys are going to be back. So it's 3:18 here now. I'm going to set it up for 4:30 just to be safe.
Okay.
So that's, I think, what 1:30 I think it's 1:30 your time. It's going to be a little bit late for our English friends and our friends in Gibraltar and Spain, but it's I want the guys back here. So
awesome. Well, I'm going to come and take a look, and thank you so much. And we hope to have you again.
Thank you. I'm going to do a community post tomorrow morning and drive some traffic over to this live, to the replay. Okay. We did do the Andrew stuff, and I want to support your community too. I think I love content creators that are doing like really cool stuff like this. I love these little pockets of community, and I want to make sure that I uplift you as well.
Oh, thank you.
This has been so great. I love this.
Yeah.
She's very lovely.
It's always nice to have new girlfriends. I love new girlfriends.
Yeah. And you've got our email addresses. Anytime you want to come over, or you want us to come over or do another event, you've got our email addresses. So just drop us the email.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, maybe next Friday we'll do a happy hour. And, we'll just have everybody bring a beverage of your choice, bring a snack.
Love it.
Little cheese and crackers, and we'll just sit there and we'll take pop culture questions, we'll take personal questions, and I'll just stick with it as long as we want. We'll ride it until the wheels fall off.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. All right,
great idea.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm gonna go have Thanksgiving and set up our live. So I'll see you guys in the chat.
Bye, Annabelle.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
That was so nice.
Oh, I just love it. I love seeing all the comments of people are so happy with what the readings are, and they get their messages. It's such a wonderful thing.
Maureen, I seen your beautiful flowers display. Thank you so much for sending it to me. Thank you. It's beautiful. Wow, it's a beautiful memorial for your father. I'm sure he would love it. Well, guys, I'm out of here. I'm exhausted.
I bet you are.
So much, Demon Dictator, for your love and your support. It's always welcome.
That's okay.
You're awesome. And I want to thank the chat for your support. Guys, just go check out Annabelle when you get a moment. And she'll be on this afternoon, this evening sometime. I'll see you guys later.
See you later, everyone. Bye.